ma,
ma,
ba,
ba,
so,
sa,
ju,
ju,
ch,
ch,
k,
k,
t,
t,
p,
p,
h,
p,
and the E sound.
ji,
Gi,
gi,
ni,
ni,
di,
di,
ri,
ri,
mi,
mi,
bi,
bi,
si,
si,
i,
i,
ji,
ji,
chi,
chi,
ki,
fi.
ta. Oh, ti. Ti.
What does it say?
I don't know. That's not right. Mama, can you come over here and read it over here? This is T.
T.
P. You know what P means? It means blood in Korean.
I can't see, honey.
You can't see this? I know I can do this. Hold on. You can't see it, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you read that this?
Ka, na,
Na,
da, ra, ma, ba, sa, a, cha, cha, ka, ta, pa, ha.
I remember being in school at UCSB and having an interview with I think I think her name was Joan. I forget her name, Joan something. Anyway, public affairs. They were doing this film, and it was they were interviewing different people of different races, students, and talking about their backgrounds and putting it all together. And I remember interviewing and being a part of that film and then in student affairs. It's so funny. And they asked me a lot about my race and where I came from. And it was interesting because I was able to reveal a little bit, and I cried as well. It was questions about like how I grew up and being of mixed race and what that was like, and I was able to actually share that experience of how my parents didn't get along and how my dad would insult my mother about her race, and oh, my mom would turn around and insult him for his race. And you know what they were doing was trying to hurt each other and put each other down. And what I don't know that they realized was that I was listening, and every bad thing that they were saying about each other was really putting me down and making me not feel so good about myself because I was both. Yeah. So it was an interesting upbringing, a lot of conflict, trying to figure out if I was all those things that my dad was calling, the names that he was calling my mom, and if I was all those things that my mom was saying about my dad, and being Mexican and Korean. It wasn't a good thing. There were no good things growing up in that household, really. They were really not. So I think that it made me want to go and get out, first of all. But if I had any chance at all, it was going to be probably through making the best of my education. And really, I remember wanting to help my family get out of the situation that they were in. Yeah, it was a strong desire to improve myself so that I could help my family. I used to want to take care of them. And I did with my brother by having custody of him. I did help a little, maybe not a lot. I don't know, I may have done a lot more damage for him than I intended.
Where you weren't there, so young Dougie became the oldest one. So I mean Sungogi.
You see the young doggy, that little girl right there? Look,
Young
yeah,
doggy?
yeah.
Young doggy and Sumbogi. And Mangtuni?
Mangtuni. Konami, Kangnami. Me and my older brother is not there. Oh, I don't want to come. She said, go over there. If you don't like it, you could come back. Yeah, I don't want to come. I want to stay home. But I don't know. My mom, like I said, my mom is kind of selfish, you know. So I don't know. I just too young. I was too young to. It's not like nowadays young kids smart. Those old folks is not smart as nowadays kids. Yeah. So she said to come back, but when I had Auntie Judy, I couldn't go. Then I still want to go. I was still homesick. And I tell myself I'm going to have a little sister for Judy, my older daughter. They could have each other. I don't want to leave Judy by herself, right? And have second, two sisters each other. And then I want to have a home for them before I leave. Yeah, I was like 22, 23, honey. Yeah. So I want to have a home. And Grandpa used to come home 3 o'clock every morning and stuff, and I wanted to leave, and then she don't let me leave, and then I say, okay, then you go get a part-time job. I want the house for it to baby, and he work part-time, then at the house, then I wanted to leave after we have a house, we'll fix the house, you know. I didn't get to leave, honey. I'm stuck.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ah, very nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And the whole clan, eh?
I think an interesting part too is that how the female, the matriarchs, right, in their family, how they dealt with their relationships and also how they were paired with their partners. You know, where Hanmini was, what do they call that when they were arranged? Mm-hmm. Yeah, how mostly it's been arranged marriages. And how maybe Hanmini didn't really want to be in that marriage. And she had children and had to fulfill that obligation. And how my mom didn't want to be in her marriage, yet she had children and is fulfilling that obligation. And how I chose to be with Paul, your dad, and how we had children, and I wanted to fulfill that obligation, but it was not a good situation.
Well, Grandma wasn't arranged marriage.
Mm-mm. It wasn't arranged. No.
So I had a happy life, and when I come over here, I was like in jail, right? Maybe that's why I came. I wake up and I open the windows because I don't like to feel like I'm in jail, you know?
I do the same thing.
Yeah?
Because the house needs to air out.
But when I first come over here, I just stay in the room all day long by myself, all day long. All day long. On the way to, the grandpa come home, and I'm hungry, I want some. Those days, I only eat the chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken, You know, I want some chicken. You don't buy me a chicken, honey. After he eat, then he take off to play ball and come home late. I used to cry. Yeah, that's you don't want to know anything about me anymore because it's not a pretty story.
She was just really tough. We'd be in a grocery store and my mom would try to understand through the checkout station, right? Or interact with somebody, and there was just no tolerance for her lack of English, right? So I remember they would treat her a certain way where she would become angry, and that sparked more like louder conversations, and you could just tell my mom was like angry, and she would just say things and she would just be really frustrated. She didn't go quietly if ever, insulted. If anyone ever kind of put her down at all, she didn't go quietly. And I remember being kind of like, oh no, what's happening? And a little scared, more scared and more quiet, like kind of contracting. My mom knew that there was violence in the neighborhood. She knew we were in East Side San Jose. We were the only Asian little looking peoples around. We were picked on. We were called chinks. So she knew, but she would tell us, don't let anybody touch you. Don't let anybody mess with you. If they do, you hurt them. You hurt them. You hurt them bad. You don't come home if you lose, basically. She was saying, like, do what you have to do. Don't walk away. And make sure you hurt them. Don't let them hurt you.
So that's good. Okay. It's okay. It's so much bad memories in me from your grandpa, because he very mistreat me. He doesn't treat me like I'm a woman. I'm a girl. He treat me like I don't know how he grew up. But that's my fault. So many times I want to leave him, I couldn't. Even though not too long ago, honey, 20 years ago, I was going to leave. Do you remember? Did you have your brother? I was gonna leave him. I don't know. Somehow, I guess I said maybe I deserve my life. This is my life. That's okay. Okay.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too.
We ask for your cooperation in remaining quiet and in place so that when the names are read, Each graduate can be recognized for his or her achievement.
Erica Hajonon, Kim Mary Garcia.
When we were in Beba, Tara, she really asked me a certain question when I said, I feel like I'm stuck in this. Like, I feel like I don't have a choice in this. And she said, what about your mom? Would she have that same feeling? And I said, oh yeah, she's stuck. And then she asked, and then her mom? And I went, yeah, probably very similar. And how that may have been passed down. So I wonder
If I'm gonna be stuck?
if you'd ever feel stuck.
I think I always feel stuck.
Do you think I passed that down to you?
Probably.
I wonder. I think it's maybe how you process it. It's going to be how you process it, because it could be you have this feeling of, I'm stuck and I don't have a choice. And you could realize, am I stuck? Is this my baggage? Is this mine to carry? And maybe you can choose, no, I don't think so. That maybe it came down to me, but I don't have to have that, and I don't have to own it. It doesn't have to be my story. And you can maybe let it wash off and say, I choose to have a different story. I choose to have a little bit more freedom. I choose something else. And this feeling of being stuck maybe doesn't have to stick.